Hello and welcome to final round coverage of the Royal Stewart Open at Edinboro University in Edinboro, Pennsylvania. This is the advanced card in the second round. My name's Joe Johnson, and with me in commentary
is Salim Khalife.
Salim is a member of the Edinboro University Disc Golf Club, and we're watching this final round together.
Should be a good one. The weather today was fantastic, to be honest. No wind, great temperature. Hopefully we'll see some low scores.
We're starting off on hole one, and hole one there's some out of bounds danger, some rough on the right. There's a Mando and a parking lot on the left. If you throw a decent straight shot, you should get past that Mando on the left without much trouble. More often the trouble is over here on the right. If you turn a shot over, you get caught up in this rough. But there's Pat Govang, one of the course designers, who's up first to tee off. Got a pretty lucky kick there.
Yeah, this tee shot isn't too intimidating. The approach is where it can be kind of touchy. The ground there is very skippy. You got to kind of land it softly, and it's on a little bit of a slope too. So if you were to draw metal, it could roll.
Yeah, that was Ben Drogue, and he got a little bit of an early release there, and I think he finished up in the parking lot.
I think he might have missed the Mando, which he will be going to a drop zone.
We missed Rob Panelley's tee shot. He was the second on the box, and he had a crush just right up the middle, landing in prime position.
Perfect.
Bart had a good shot. That's Bart Scheer from New York. Then throwing his third with that OB stroke. And the top of the hill, throwing down at the basket.
Got kind of close to that sidewalk there. That sidewalk is also OB, but...
Oh, was it marked?
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll have a putt.
Bart's throwing his upshot from a pretty solid position there. You're throwing into the hill. The second shot is touchy because of the hill and possible rollaways, but it's not too bad because you can hyzer into that hill.
Right.
Pat after his pretty good kick out to the fairway. I guess when you're the course designer, you get kind of lucky, huh? Nice upshot. And Rob here is in prime position. That was a crush. That was a really good drive.
He's almost too close.
Right? You have to throttle back the upshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There's the skip you were talking about.
Yeah,
he
came
right
in kind of
past.
hot. Took a big skip.
Ben's here. He takes a knee because he's putting downhill. Good idea. More level with the basket. Things are just a little short.
That's a scary putt there because you can see he gave that a soft run and he still went at least 50 feet long.
Bob's coming back up the hill. Oh, that's tough. That's so tough after such a good drive.
Right. That grass is very short there. It's almost just hard pan.
Nice finish from Ben.
He'll take a bogey there with the OB stroke.
Pat tapping. Oh no, looks like Bart. Bart's out. Oh, sneaks it in just over the rim.
Bart's a good putter.
He is really solid from range.
Right.
Now Pat's gonna tap in. Oh no! Oh, he leaves it just a little short.
You want that one back. That one.
That's heartbreaking.
Especially to start your round off. That's not a good sign.
All right, so we've got some kind of neat slow-mo video on this. This is a new thing for me in my videos.
Yeah, looks nice.
All right, on to hole two. Hole two is fairly straightforward. It's shot downhill, right next to the library here. But notice it narrows down to a point here as the out of bounds on the right and left come to a point right around the basket. So there's OB in the circle, I think, in the current pin position.
Oh yeah, in this long position, the OB is maybe 15 feet from the basket on the right.
Oh, that's a solid shot from Bart. When he released it, it looked like it was going to be tracking to that left OB, but it was understable enough to stay in. This is my shot. I throw this hyzer shot over this bush and try to hyzer in right in front of it.
That's a good position there.
Oh, looks like just catching the end of Rob's shot. I think it's worth noting we had two brand new camera people who were not disc golfers, so they weren't quite sure what they were getting themselves into.
Right.
But they did their best, and we've got some footage, so we'll run with it. I cannot tell. Okay, well, that's where it landed.
He came up a little bit short, but he gave himself a look.
You definitely want the 2 on this one, but as long as you stay in bounds, you're not too upset.
Yeah, this is a tough one. You're not going to be losing strokes to very many people if you take a 3. Staying in bounds is the main priority off the tee.
Yep. Oh, again, just short. All right, let's see what you got, Bart. We're just talking
Bart.
up. Yeah, cash.
Nice. I played with Bart the first round, and he's skilled on the green. He's got some moves.
Oh, there's Rob coming back from the last hole.
Par tap-ins here. I think the card played the hole pretty well overall. Everyone stayed in bounds.
Yeah. Yep. 4
You
solid
can see
drives.
from this angle, it's the OB's scary there.
I mean, it's right in front of you. It feels like it should be an easy shot. Oh, I like how Pat just turns them on. Okay, that's awesome. Cool guys don't look at explosions. So yeah, 2 birdies, 2 pars. I'd say they played that one well.
Yeah.
Now, hole 3, we have a long straight shot that plays towards an under bridge, which we can't see from saying. You can see the pillars of that bridge right there. You have to throw under that bridge and then across the creek that we're seeing the reeds from. And the basket's just on the other side of the creek, behind the cameraman right now.
Yeah, the ideal landing spot on this drive, you want to try to get underneath the bridge. In this pin position, being a little bit short or a little bit long is fine, but being a little bit short can make your approach longer.
Right. You don't want to get pinched behind those pillars, so you definitely want to get past those.
Right.
And if you're too far to the right, if you turn one over, that's pretty bad. There's some trees in the creek that can just catch your shots. The leaves, the branches stick out pretty far on the right.
It's a super difficult approach if you do go out of bounds right.
It looks like we had 4 good drives. That's an approach shot. I don't know whose it is, but it was good. It was definitely a solid approach there. No clues as to who that was yet, but we'll watch the next shots and deduce. So here we have Pat. We can't, from his perspective, he can see the basket.
Yeah. I think this one got a little straight on him.
Oh yeah, I carried long.
I'm not sure if he's still in bounds there, but there is a walking path that frames the green that is OB.
The course was designed sort of on the principle that anything people are walking across or driving across is going to be a boundary.
That looked like he got close to the path too. Hope that stayed in bounds.
Ben's drive here is in a really good position.
He's able to throw it high because he got past the bridge, and he put it close.
Yep. Yeah, again, it's hard to tell if he stayed safe. If he did, he's right on the edge.
Oh,
Bart.
it's uncharacteristic from him. Easy tap and birdie.
Yeah, that feels good on this hole.
It does.
Pretty much all of these holes in the front 9 have OB to worry about, have trouble that you can get into.
Yeah, definitely.
Plays a lot different than the back 9, which you'll see in the next video. And we're just tapping out. And onto hole 4. Hole 4 is another straight shot that narrows as the fairway gets closer towards the basket. You have the creek and the rough surrounding the creek on the right, and you have a walking path on the left. It's another hole that feels like it's right in front of you. Like it feels like it should be a really easy shot.
Yeah.
That narrowing of the fairway it can get in your head.
This pin position is also pretty difficult because it's on the right side as well, as Ben just,
just filleted that. That was
Yeah.
awesome. What a shot.
So it's hard for a righty hyzer unless you put some turn on it to put it close. So I think Bart's just going for a layup here.
Yeah, he's going to have a sort of a long look, maybe circle 2.
It's got to sit. It's going towards the path.
Oh, I think it's sat. That's it is skippy, but there's some wet spots there that'll catch your disc.
Yeah.
I normally fly right over them and go OB.
Yeah, the grass is kind of thick down there, so usually it catches, but if you get a little too close, you can definitely skip over the path.
Yeah, good approach, good layup. Again, I think both of those guys wanted to give it a little more than that, but there is OB behind the basket. It's
Right.
I don't want to say intimidating, but
This is kind of an open part of the course. It can get breezy here. Just some light wind coming through, and you would hate to have it get away from you and
that was a solid run.
leave you with a tester.
Oh, there you have it. Like
Yeah.
nice solid run, but it flew past the basket a bit.
Got a tap in here for Ben. It's a great drive.
Yeah.
That's definitely a bonus birdie there. That's a tough hole to get.
That passes his test on the tester.
He's got to get that putter working. He missed some putts on 1 and 2.
Yeah, I wonder if that kind of got in his head a little bit.
Right.
But probably it'll feel good when he made that tester and
Right.
get some confidence back. Fortunately, those I think were birdie putts that he missed, so
Yeah.
we'll get it rolling. Hole 5 is the longest hole on the front 9. It involves this Mallory Lake, and the first shot, you'll see, is just destroyed by Ben. He just crushes this. This is where I'm trying to get in too.
Yeah, it's a very risky shot if you have the power. Some players choose to throw over the water instead of down the fairway. You can really cut off a big chunk. He's definitely going for the eagle play with that one.
Right. So yeah, this the video started right up, but it's a par 5, bending to the right around the corner, around the pond, and looks like all of our players are opting for the hyzer play over the water.
Which is a risky play, and I think Rob shows you why here. That one does not. That one kind of gets away from him.
It takes 400 plus feet of distance, I think, to clear that part
Right.
of the corner. And he was about 30 feet short of that. I don't know if you saw Bart's, because we didn't. We couldn't see where it finished. It looked like it was out of bounds, but the next shot we see Bart throw is what we're assuming is his third shot, because I think the cameraman missed his second, and it's evident that he was inbounds actually. So there's a little mystery surrounding that from the commentary booth, but I think we got it figured out. Now, Pat's shot is where I try to throw to when we're hyzering into that bank,
Right.
and it gives you a nice open shot again across the water, but it's very safe because you're hyzering away from the water.
Yeah.
And he puts this in really good position.
That's a great spot. That'll be an easy birdie from there.
Yeah, easy up and down. Again, this is where I want to be in too. This is amazing. What a shot.
He's definitely going for the eagle here.
He's got an interesting style.
He does.
He follows through really high, which is not normally a good thing, but he gets so much distance. It's really impressive.
So we think it is Bart's third shot.
Yeah.
We missed his second, but this is a good spot to be if he can get underneath this low ceiling. Which it looks like he's done.
Yeah, that looks like a great approach.
Wow,
There.
that's a tough approach. That ceiling, it really likes to catch your disc and drop it straight down.
Right. Either too high or too low, and you're leaving yourself 50, 60 feet.
That's just an easy approach from there. It's a great way to play the hole.
Showing you how the hole was meant to be played.
Because he designed it.
Because he made it. Bob had to re-tee, and I think he's just going to be happy to be off this hole.
Yeah. That lake has claimed more discs than I can count, and now it's got one of Rob's.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
man.
Yeah, giving the thumbs up to the basket because that was fortunate. You don't often hit the band and find your way in. But Ben got a little lucky there. But
he cards the eagle.
Yeah. If you put yourself in a position to get lucky, then
yeah,
you know.
The rich get richer.
Yep. Bart's going to tap in as well.
This is a great standstill throw from Pat.
It's good to be up by the edge there, but it does
your footing is tough there, but if you can get there, I mean, you don't have to throw that far to get where you want to be.
So we had an eagle, 2 birdies, and one bogey. That OB stroke kind of separated things.
Yeah.
Now, par 6 is a straight shot with trees lining the right, and it's pretty thick woods and rough to the left. The woods to the left is not out of bounds, which is different from most of the other holes on the course. The road on the right is out of bounds, and Ben is testing that a little bit. If he was a little lower and hit the trunk of that tree, you do tend to kick out of bounds a lot.
Yeah. Here we got one of Bart's patented rollers.
A roller on this hole I'd never tried.
I've never seen someone throw a roller here, but it works out very well for him. That's great.
Ideal. He's got a putt. He's past that tree. That's outstanding.
Yeah, it's very common to see people hyzer into this woods on the left. These guys are doing a good job of staying out of it.
That's just on the edge, but if you're on the edge, it's fine.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be deep in it.
It's not OB, but it plays like it because it's so thick that you basically have to pitch out.
Yeah, it's natural OB. But these guys are getting enough distance and staying close enough to the edge that it's not going to be any problem for them. And is pitching up. So from here on the edge, he's going to have an outside look.
Yeah, probably at least 50 feet from where he is.
This is the long position, right?
Yeah, this is in the longest position.
Yeah, the tendency, I think, is to be a little bit scared of the road. So you let it hyzer out and it ends up in the rough on the left, which is terrible.
Right.
It is a terrible spot to be. Luckily, we didn't see anybody over there. Another kind of a little bit of a roller way, but not too bad.
This is Bart's drive. He's got a look here.
Oh, man. Come on, Bart. You gotta want it, Bart. Let's go.
Looks like everyone's going to be taking a 3 here.
Yeah, par frame. It's not, for this hole, it's not bad. It's
no.
Long, there's danger. Taking a 3, you're feeling pretty good. And this is the second round on a pretty hot day at Edinboro University, which is a pretty grueling course. So
yeah,
fatigue can be a factor.
Oh, definitely, especially since this is the second round, and there's a bit of a walk in between the front and the back 9. So
it's like a quarter mile.
Yeah,
it's just a little walk.
It's something long. During casual runs, we drive.
All right, hole 7 is an interesting hole. It's a little bit of a tweener hole because you're going to play up to this creek. There is the road on the left that's out of bounds, and on the right it's wide open. It's just a huge field. But if you go too far right, it makes for a difficult approach across the creek. Really, you're trying to throw fairly straight, keep it in bounds, land short of the creek so you can lay up and putt. I'd say the most common score on this hole is a 3 by far.
Yeah, there's definitely risk reward here. The big arms can try to cross the creek on their drive, but the creek is out of bounds, and there's trees there that can catch you and drop you straight into it, and yeah, not very many people go for it. Because the distance and just there's trees there to knock you down.
And even if you get across, the best you're going to have is a long putt.
Right.
And like an outside chance of getting it, which the likelihood is still pretty low.
So this is Rob. He's going to try to cross the creek and put it close here.
There's one of the trees you were talking about.
Yeah. So he's going to have an outside look there.
It is better and more open to be left, but then the road comes into play. This is a pretty good position with Ben's in. He can throw straight across. There's a gap. And he puts it close to the basket. The basket is on a hill, so there is some rollaway potential as well.
That's a good approach by Bart.
Oh,
he drew metal on that.
Yeah, it hits the pole. That's awesome. What a shot.
So this is for a 3, which is par.
So maybe a half run with that step putt.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
What they want, and then, like,
I don't know how that got over. That's it. It's more uphill than it looks in the
He
video.
needed every millimeter of height on that one. Everyone else taps out.
So par's very common, but you can get into trouble on that the approach shot if you're not careful.
Right.
Hole 8 is going to be a hyzer shot for most players across the creek. The creek does play as OB, and there's a sidewalk if you go really long. That's pretty uncommon to get there.
Right. This one, you need to make sure you put some height on it, because you need to have it move pretty far left at the end of its flight to kind of get, if you're hyzering it around the trees.
So we see Bart's talking about an anhyzer option, which is there. There is a lefty line or a forehand line, but it's a little harder to actually get to the pin.
Yeah.
If you want to actually get to the pin, you're going to normally take this righty hyzer line. So Bart does opt for the hyzer line. Let's see, you see it come down. He's going to be a little bit left. There's one tree just over the creek, in front of the tee that you have to throw around. That's what kind of pushes you to the right towards that big hill, and the mound that's there on the right. And that's why you need that tracking to the left.
Mm-hmm. These are all really good drives.
Yeah, I think Rob went long. Yeah, he's coming back at the basket from the edge of the circle. You can see some wind.
Yeah, a little bit of a breeze has picked up. Might have lifted his disc, caused him to go long.
Oh. All right, Ben, show us how to do it. Like that Ben has a really solid routine with his putts.
Yeah. It really helps some people to have that.
Oh, no! Just high. That is essentially the same putt as the eagle putt on 5. Just didn't drop that time.
All right, come on back.
All right.
There we go.
Okay. Saving face for the rest of the card. Everybody else is going to tap in.
Cars for the rest of the card. Pat picks up the nice birdie.
All right, on to hole 9. No, yeah.
Hole 9.
lost track where I was at for a second. Last hole in the front.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hyzer shot for most folks. You'll see once we get to the tee, there's a lot of thick rough between you and the basket. And there's these 3 guardian trees that are right in the middle of the path you want to take.
Yeah, this is the basket's in a long position. This is a crush from here.
Yep.
You can either throw a huge righty anhyzer.
Which Pat was just showing us.
You
Looks like
can
Ben.
throw a righty hyzer. It's tough to get the distance with that one because there is a tree on the right side that kind of forces you to throw it more left than you want.
This is a pretty sizable landing zone. The trick is just getting there. Either you're taking this anti-route, which is, if you've got it, I think that's a pretty solid way to go.
It's the safest way because if you hyzer out early, there's tons of room and you're not going to go out of bounds.
Oh, and Bart looks like he's hitting that first tree and dropping out of bounds. Rob's going to show us the hyzer line. A little bit early.
I don't think he pulled that wide enough.
Oh, yeah, we saw it come down, and I think he's also out of bounds.
Yeah. So he's taking that from the closer side of the creek. It's still probably at least 200 feet
Oh, at least.
Probably more.
Yep, probably more.
to the pin here.
This is from the landing zone you're aiming for off the tee.
Yeah, you can see Pat came up well short from where he wanted to be, probably.
So we think that we missed Bart's upshot. And, oh man,
So that was for
Just-
4, so
just
he's going to be
left.
tapping in a 5.
that's unfortunate, but it happens fast on this hole.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, another one
Oh.
just high.
Ben needs to get this putter working. He's dropping some strokes here.
A little wobbly, but in. In is in, right?
Yep.
Taps in.
Figured he was in He's going to go with the 60 score.
The card is tapping out and preparing for that long walk to the 10th hole. Let's see. So that was a rough hole for him.
Yeah.
It's tough having to make that walk afterwards. We've got a little bit of a shake-up on the leaderboard. We got Pat holding on to the lead, but Ben moves up. And Bart and Robert are pretty close, just behind him, 4 strokes.
Yeah. It's not insurmountable on the back 9. It's tough back there.
Anything can happen in the back nine.
Yeah.
So come back and check it out.
Thanks for watching.